Obviously, last time we saw you, a big victory, a big moment in your career. I guess, what did that UFC win mean for you?
Oh, it means a lot, bro. Imagine like working your whole life for something, and there's a lot of fighters that made it to the UFC but never really get a win, and I didn't want to be one of those guys. Like for me, getting this win means that I belong to the UFC. I feel that I don't know, it's kind of like a weird feeling because you work your whole life and then you came and you lost to somebody that I truly believe that I can beat. Then I fight Lando Banata. He have a lot of experience. So I don't know. I just feel that that win kind of like changed my life at some point. But I don't know.
Absolutely. Did it bolster your confidence a little bit? Like you said, to believe that like all the dreams you had, like, oh no, I was right, I do belong here?
Yeah, definitely. Because like in my first fight, you saw the fight, right? Like it was trash. I was like, I wanted to punch the guy, but then I don't know. I just feel weird. And this last fight, I fight a guy that has been there for a long time, fighting the top guys. Like he gets to fight two good fights with Bobby Green, and Bobby Green is a guy that in my mind, was like, oh fuck, Bobby Green is like this. But then I saw my fight with Landon, I was like, all right, I'm at that level, So it really kind of like helps with the confidence for sure.
Nice. I know some people say take more lessons out of losses, out of a win. Were there lessons? Like what kind of things have you been focused on, and what have you been working on in the time away?
It's funny because I still believe that I'm still learning more about that loss rather than the win, because it's because of that loss that I understand that training here in USA is way different than in Mexico, because here nobody's gonna be behind you saying like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, like, and it's better, like, because here you really see who wants it, and in Mexico, kind of like we have this culture of you have your coach is pushing you, telling you, hey, you need to run, you need to, and here nobody's saying nothing. So if you really want it, you need to do it. So I'm still learning about that defeat. And also, it's because of that defeat that I found my coach Dewey Cooper, Coach Capetillo. So, I don't know. I feel that in a fucking funny way, that defeat is the best thing that could ever happen,
Absolutely. Now you're part of this Noche UFC event, right? I mean, a brand new thing, but obviously celebrating Mexican Independence Day. I gotta imagine it's special for you. What does it mean for you to be a part of this card?
Oh, to be honest, I'm nervous, because it's not only the fact that it's my first fight in the T-Mobile Arena, because it's not way bigger than the one in Kansas, but like 2,000 people more it's something different, and adding that the Mexican Independence Day, and I don't know, I'm not nervous, I'm excited, kind of like I really made I like to do long fight camps, like, so I've been in fight camp like for 13 weeks now, so I'm ready, and kind of like that give me the confidence to say, like, if you want to fight today, I can fight today, tomorrow, like, doesn't matter. I'm ready for the fight. So
another real experienced opponent as well. What do you think about the matchup?
I like the matchup. I like that UFC is feeding me with these, like, experienced guys, because the way that I saw it, there's two ways to get a title shot. Like, you rather start winning and winning to up-and-coming fighters, or you start fighting with the experienced guy, tough fights that nobody wants, or, the last two fights that Thiago's lost was against Arman and Charles Oliveira. So, for me, that's good. I'm excited about that, because kind of like that let me know what the UFC have in mind for me. Because they could put another guy with one-on-one, or a guy making his debut, but they are trusting me to get this challenge. And, rather than saying this like as a challenge, I saw it like an opportunity, because, it's a big opportunity.
That's awesome. Last thing for me, what's ideal for you, right? Because normally you'd want to just go have a quick fight, dominate, get in, get out. But it's Mexican Independence Day, the legendary Mexican Warriors, the battles. You want to go in there and put on like a crazy fight for the fans?
That's funny, because the other day I was watching some Thiago stuff, and I saw that he says that he's going to push the fight to me. And, like, all right, if he wants to do that, for me, it's cool. I'm going to be standing in the center of the ring, ready to swing punches. And, like, I feel that I just getting better in all the areas. I've been training a lot of wrestling, a lot of boxing. I'm already have black belt in jiu-jitsu, so I feel that at this point I'm just gonna stand in the center of the cage, and let's see who starts going to the ground first.
This is your third camp in Vegas now. How different is it, and how are you liking it?
I was talking about this with my coach today. It's way different because now the people know me here. When I first came here to Vegas, it was like my first fight camp. Nobody knows me. Everybody's always polite, but nobody really was like, hey, we're gonna train at this time wrestling. Oh, you wanna join us? Like, but this part of life, like you need to gain your spot in the gym, and now I feel good because everybody's like always inviting me to training, and everybody's like, hey, are you free to do this, to do that? So I feel that each camp it's better because I get the opportunity to know more people. Right now I start working also with Coach Chase Pami, my wrestling. So now I not only have a kickboxing coach, an MMA coach, a jiu-jitsu coach, I have my wrestling coach now. So every fight camp I keep adding to the team, and that's what's making me a better fighter.
How has it been working at Extreme Couture and with Julie Cooper?
It's good. Like I know that Coach Dewey have kind of like some beef there, but for me, I just try to stay away of problems. To be honest with you, I feel that I kind of like I try to be friendly with everybody. So, I train with Coach Dewey, with Eric, with Coach Cap, and they three work pretty good together. Like a lot of people always ask to me like, hey, but they three separately did world champs. So how do you manage yourself to get these three big names like together? But I don't know. I feel that it's just because I work hard and they see that, they saw that. So probably it's because of that. I don't know.
And then finally, the Contender Series is back. You got your contract off the show. How important was that show to your fight?
Oh, it was very important. Actually, being here today just bring me back memories when I was here in their bike. Like, I feel that people don't understand how badly some people work for this, and some guys really doesn't even have the chance to show to the world how good they are. So Contender Series is a good platform because now also in the other hand you have like small leagues that they are trying to cheat the system, putting guys like fucking 30-0 and they fight nobody, and then the UFC sign those guys and they lose like in 2 fights. So I feel that Contender is a good way to kind of like prove that you really belong to the UFC.
You keep up on it? You're still watching it? What do you think about the season
Yeah.
so far?
It's good. Yesterday, it sucks because sometimes you win, but you didn't get the contract. Yesterday, a teammate, Timmy Kwamba, he fight and he didn't get the contract, but he get the win. So he's still young. I know that eventually he's gonna get the call to the UFC, but I don't know. It's heartbreaking sometimes because there's guys that, they really put everything into the UFC and they don't get the opportunity. So kind of like, I don't know. It's sad, but at the end, it's a good show.
But often, too, we see guys that don't get a contract still get their name on a fight.
Exactly.
And I think with that performance, more than likely, he's probably going to compete.
Oh, sure. He's going to have like probably a short notice fight, or he just go out, win one more. And, because that also happened with the guy that I fight in Contender. I remember that we both got a good fight and he didn't get the contract, but then he go back to Brazil, win one more, and then he came back and now he's in the UFC. So I feel that it's a good spot to get the opportunities, and you also get a lot of eyes on you. Like, we have the opportunity to talk with you guys, and, I remember my first interview, I was like, oh shit, because you guys are more famous than me, like, so, yeah.
Who do you think wins between Alexa and Valentina?
I think Alexa win, just because you see the stats, like, every time that a champ go right back to the rematch, it doesn't always work good, especially because, like, as a new champ, you have this confidence, and also I don't know how this is gonna affect in Valentina's, but like Mexican crowd is fucking loud as fuck, so I don't know what's gonna happen, but I believe that Alexa got this one.